Oh, hi,
And
Paige. How are you?
we are live with Lunch Break Live. I've got Chef Herbert Bell in the kitchen. Take it away.
Oh, wow. Look, everybody. This is barbecue jackfruit. It looks almost like pulled pork, but there's no meat whatsoever in this dish.
All
It's
right.
easy to make, and it takes a small amount of time. So if you're on limited time, you can make this within 25 minutes.
Let's do it. Take it away. Take us through. How are we making these sliders and tacos today? We're so excited to have you.
So this is how we do it. The first thing we do is we purchase young jackfruit in a can. Because if you get ripe jackfruit, it's going to be too sweet. And also, when you try to saute it and cook it, then it's not going to shred almost like pulled pork. Take the jackfruit. Next step. Take the jackfruit, rinse it. After you rinse it, you put about a quarter of a cup of barbecue sauce and you coat it and you mix it together. Saute it for about 2 to 3 minutes. After that 2 or 3 minutes, then you put 3/4 of a cup of barbecue sauce in with the jackfruit into the large skillet that you see here, and then you saute for another 20 minutes. The final step is to simmer for with the lid, where you saute for 20 minutes with the lid on top, and then the last 15 minutes you finish the simmering with the lid removed.
Wow. I'm sorry. I just want to say welcome everybody to Lunch Break Live. Back to you, Herbert.
Meanwhile, while you're simmering your jackfruit, you start preparing your avocado coleslaw. And this is a carrot, cabbage coleslaw. It's got mixed cabbage. It's got purple and it's got the regular cabbage in it with the carrots. And you take a half an avocado, some maple syrup, and you take about a half of a lime, and you squeeze that in with a little bit of water to thin it out. Put a little salt, a little pepper in, and then you mix it up, and then you mix it into the slaw.
Okay.
And then it's ready. It just sits ready.
Amazing, Herbert. That sounds incredible. Can we see the barbecue sauce that you use? Did I stump you? I'm sorry. Here we go.
Now, the barbecue sauce that I'm using is a Trader Joe's organic barbecue sauce. Normally, I would use my own barbecue sauce that I make, like a habanero peach barbecue sauce or blackberry barbecue sauce or blueberry barbecue sauce or knock your socks off barbecue sauce. But since my sauces are in storage, I'm able to show you some of my canning technique today. So the next best thing was to go to Trader Joe's and pick up some organic barbecue sauce.
I love it. All right. So I think what I heard you're making today is these sliders, and you can also make a taco if you so choose, folks. Take it away. We're so hungry. We're so excited. All yours.
Okay. So the next thing we're going to do, because the barbecue sauce, the sliders are ready. Our roasted cashews are ready. Slaw is ready. And we've decided to use a gluten-free hamburger bun that's probably half the dimensions of a slider and a hamburger bun. I'm a big guy. I weigh about 168, so I need something a little bit more substantial, just one little small slider. So I'm going for something a little bit bigger today. So the only thing you have to do take some of your slider mixture, Place it on the bun. We're going to add some coleslaw to it.
Okay, now that coleslaw is so good. We're calling it the avocado slaw, and it sounds amazing and easy to make.
Easy, very easy to make. Top it with a few cashews, roasted cashews. Voila.
Ooh, yes. Did you say roasted cashews?
Roasted cashews to give it the crunch.
Okay, wow. Next level, y'all. Woo!
As you can see, I only made one slider. And I've got a lot of barbecue jackfruit left over. And with that jackfruit, then I can make, tacos. Barbecue tacos if I like, or in the next case, what I plan to do was make a taco that uses different types of seasonings other than the barbecue, just to have a different flavor during the week.
I love it. Take it away. We're all eyes on you.
Yeah, so the next thing I've done was I've mixed up some of my sauces like lime and avocado along with agave. I've taken taken my chili sauce, some cumin, a little salt, and a little pepper, and that's going to be the seasonings, my seasonings for my jackfruit tacos. I'm going to take and use a little olive oil, but you can use a vegetable oil of your choice. Place it in the pan, and then I'm going to take my drained jackfruit, place it in the pan, and then I'm going to cook it on around medium heat. So this is the way the jackfruit looks when it goes into the pan. It's in squares.
I love it. Yeah, say it again.
And the cool thing is, as it cooks, it starts to shred, just like carnitas. And the flavorings that we're going to give with the seasonings are going to give it that carnitas flavor.
Now, people want to know, is jackfruit an actual fruit or is it a veggie? Do you know?
It's actually a fruit. But
and what distinguishes the fruit from the veggie?
We use the young jackfruit instead of the ripe jackfruit. And if you were to eat ripe jackfruit, it will be sweet. But the young jackfruit doesn't have any flavor to it. And whatever seasonings you use, it absorbs that flavor and it makes it whatever you want it to be. Carnitas, pulled pork, sliders, whatever you choose.
That is so fascinating. I didn't even know that. Well, I also saw that, since it grows on a tree, and I guess, one of the distinctions is that fruits contain seeds while veggies can consist of root stems and leaves. You know a lot about this. I'm going to take it back to you. You're truly an expert when it comes to canning and jarring. And okay, what's next? All back to you.
Well, it's interesting that the first time I tried to cook jackfruit sliders, I actually went to the Asian market and I picked up a ripe jackfruit. I didn't know you had to use a young jackfruit. And when you slice into it, there's a white, milky, sticky substance that gets over everything. And what I had to do was use olive oil on the knife to allow the knife to slide into the jackfruit. And most jackfruit are about as much as 2 to 2.5 feet long and maybe 6 to 9 inches in diameter. And what you do is you cut it open and you separate the seeds. You separate the seeds from the pods on the inside.
All right. Well, Tom wants to know if you can show us how you're actually making that, because he doesn't quite know. He gets the can and then it goes from the can to the pan. He doesn't quite know the steps there. So take it away.
So can to the pan. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to saute this. I'm going to saute this in a form so that instead of it being these triangles that you see, it's going to start to shred. I'm trying to show you just a little bit now as I push down on it. It starts to shred. You see that? It starts to shred almost like meat. The next step is that I'm going to season it, and I'm going to use a vegetable broth, and I'm going to cook it in that broth for a certain period of time, almost 25 minutes, so that I can tenderize it. And all of the seasonings that I have here, seasoning is here, are going to get absorbed into the jackfruit.
Amazing. And I just looked up how much protein is in jackfruit, and it has proteins, vitamins, minerals, carbohydrates, phytochemicals, and it is just a chock full of deliciousness for all of our bodies. It's a great source for your health, and it's like mimics the texture, doesn't it, of a chicken or a pork, or all the other the animals that we're not consuming any longer.
And one interesting thing is if you open a jackfruit that's in plant form, there's going to be a seed pod, and then also in the jackfruit in the can, there's going to be something that looks like a seed, but it's not really a seed. You can eat that. And a lot of times, if I had a potato masher, I would take the potato masher and I would mash the jackfruit to increase the time, or reduce the time it takes for it to shred in the pan.
Amazing. All right. So what's the next step?
The next step is to add the seasonings.
All right. Yeah, what are we adding here? I see it, but can you tell us, please?
This is our maple syrup. Our agave lime mixture. The next, we're going to put in our chili, cumin, salt, pepper, and paprika. Look at that color. And last but not least, we're going to put our vegetable broth in, and then we're going to put it back on the stove, and we're going to let it saute for about 25 minutes until it's tender and ready to go.
Well, oh my gosh, we are so excited you came to join us. I want to just, while we have Chef Herbert here, we're going to take a look again at one of those sliders, but can you tell us a little bit about how you can and jar fruits and vegetables and make your own jams and things? It's just super cool. Take it away.
The canning that I've been doing over the last year started with me just thinking about what my mother and my grandmother used to do back in North Carolina. And I have a chemistry degree, so when I cook or I do things in the kitchen, it reminds me of chemistry a lot. You boil it, you condense it, you bake it, you broil it. We do the same. You chill it. You do the same thing in cooking. And I started thinking about one of my favorites, which is it's called chow chow. It's green tomatoes, green bell peppers, white onions, apple cider vinegar, and pickling seasonings. And I normally would put that on collard greens, mustard greens, turnip greens, spinach, and any of the different types of greens. I normally will put the chow chow on it because of the vinegar. It goes through it becomes almost like a probiotic, and I really like probiotic things because I think it's added to your gut flora is one thing that can keep your immune system boosted up. And then I thought about other things like, well, what do you do with peaches? You can only eat but so many peaches, and you can only eat but so many pies. So I decided to Google and to search to see if I can make a different type of barbecue sauce other than what I call my knock your socks off barbecue sauce, which is habanero based. And I saw that I could make a habanero peach barbecue sauce, which is a big hit to everybody. I also make a blackberry barbecue sauce, a blueberry barbecue sauce. I make grape jam, apple jam. I make balsamic blackberry jam. I make applesauce. I make marinara sauce, stewed tomatoes, and I make just about, anything that comes to mind when I'm out there hunting and gathering, I do it, and I put the love in it, and remember, there's no preservatives. There's no preservatives in your canned products. So when you do can, one thing that's critical is one, you've got to label what it is. You need to put a manufacture date somewhere on the jar, on the lid. And when I store the canned goods, I loosen the lids, the rings that are on top. And the reason I loosen those rings is just in case some bacteria was introduced into my mixture. Then what it will do, it would actually, the gases that are produced by the bacteria will actually break the vacuum seal in the canned material. And I always store them in the dark.
I can't believe how fascinating this is. Everybody is super curious. In fact, they've invited you back for more on how to preserve, how to work with these fruits and vegetables so we can get the most out of our produce. I want to take it back to the slider, and I think you've got about 20 minutes on the other side there, so we'll pretty much work with this and head everybody out on this delicious slider, y'all. Can you break it down and tell us what is going on in here? Because we have new people joining every minute. Take it away. Woo!
This is, I should put it on a plate, but I just gotta hold it. Barbecue jackfruit with an avocado slaw on a gluten-free bun. How incredible.
Incredible. Thank you, Herbert, for joining.